Hello everyone, welcome to our first ever podcast. Name's Kai, and I have my co-hosts Dani and Eric. Say hi everyone.
What's up?
Hello.
Alright, we're here to talk to you guys about games, movies, and anything else that's cool. What have you guys been up to? What have you guys been playing? Doing anything?
Holidays is really boring.
Eric.
It's really slow.
Oh, a bit like Crash Bandicoot, just like I believe everyone else.
Something we might be talking about. We'll go into that right now. So Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy just came out, and it's the 90s has come back, kids. It's all good. It's the first 3 games, so all been remastered but remade from the ground up, so it's not just an upscale. What's the general impressions of what we all think about Crash, guys?
It's a good nostalgia feel. I like going back into the world
Oh yeah.
and enjoying it again.
Oh, so I got a bit of a story for Crash Bandicoot. So while
yes.
I do definitely enjoy the originals, I don't have as much love for them as a lot of people my age would, because my first console was the PS2, and one of the first games I got on that was Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex.
Oh
For
no.
those who don't know, Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex is not very good. It wasn't developed by Naughty Dog, and it really does show. And being quite young when that came out in 2001.
Wasn't it a launch? No, it wasn't a
It would
launch.
have been PS2 launched in 2000, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, it was the year after.
And that soured me to the series. It made me think, well, I had played the other games before that at other people's houses. Made me think, was the series always as bad? I'm a kid. I didn't get, different developers.
Do you understand
What was
design?
bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Oh, a lot better. It's cool to go back because it is essentially the same game, but it's how we all remember it essentially. Especially if you played it back. Cause my first console was PS1, and I played the shit out of 3, and a lot of 1, but couldn't beat 1 because I sucked at it.
1 was hard.
Yeah. Something we'll continue talking about. But I love it because it's essentially how I remember it. I was like, oh, it's this all colorful world, and it's exactly how I remember it, but it looks nicer. Yeah, we'll talk about the games one at a time. So we'll start with Crash 1. Fuck, I hate Crash 1.
Crash 1's not the best.
What do you think, Dani?
It's very different to the original.
Yeah, in a way. That's partly to do with the controls, because the controls are the same, but they've changed his physics. I heard that, and it makes a lot of sense that what they did with this remastering, instead of having Crash handle the same as he did in 1, same as he did in 2, same as he did in 3, they essentially made the physics from 3, which is the best physics. They updated them a bit and then applied that to every single game, which is a good idea, but also a bad idea, because that means that because Crash 1 and 2 weren't designed, those levels weren't made for the physics of 3. They were made for the physics of the games that they were expected for. So that at least the big issue with Crash 1 is that what was already hard platforming is now incredibly harder, because of the stupid, how heavy his jump is, and all that, and just the hitboxes for landing on things is a bit janky sometimes. I don't know if you had it, but the amount of times I land on something and just fell right off of it, straight away. It was painful.
A lot of people obviously are talking about the idea of making new Crash games, and while I think it is definitely good to have a remaster of the best,
Yeah.
I'm happy to let Crash just stay where he is.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you've got to admit, especially with the first one, they are all quite dated.
Yeah. 2, I've never played 2 before, but 2, I started playing on the remaster. And that I enjoyed that way more than 1. You can probably test to this day. I had so much frustration with the first game. I was screaming at it, oh fuck, slippery slide or whatever that level is, slippery climb.
Is that the one with the bridge?
No,
Sky Bridge?
No, that's Road to Nowhere, and the other one's
There's a couple of them, yeah.
those. No, slippery climb's on the castle level where it's raining and it's on the side.
Oh yes, I
fuck
did have
that
a
level.
of that, yeah.
That level. Oh,
I could take that, but the one across the bridge is one we were just talking about.
Road to Nowhere, yeah.
That's pretty unbearable because, I mean, honestly, the idea isn't particularly fun.
No.
You could just walk along the rope.
Yeah,
I figured
I figured that out. I was like, fuck.
I knew you could do that in the original. I didn't know they would have kept that. I didn't know it was a feature.
I was like, fuck this, because I was on the second. There's 2 Road to Nowhere. There's the first one and then another one which is harder. Whatever. But one with the turtles is the ridiculously hard one.
Yeah.
And I tried legitimately doing it. I lost all my lives 3 times while hitting the first checkpoint, and I was like, fuck this, jumped on the rope and just walked across, and I was like, that's what I say to your challenging level design, Naughty Dog.
It still is frustrating doing that, and also...
Oh yeah, because
let's
these
be honest,
land...
fuck the skyboards.
Oh,
What do they run on?
why? Like, you have any similar experiences, Danny, towards the Crash of Bandicoot ones?
I was just gonna say, wasn't the Skybridge number 2?
Not that I know, because I haven't played through all two. I haven't beaten all the remasters yet. I've beaten the first one, but 1 and 3
Okay,
I'm still
maybe what
doing.
I saw was different.
Is it in there? You beat all of them.
It's just the bridges where you have to land on the small planks are just a one.
Or on the turtles.
Yeah, on the turtles to jump over, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I haven't actually played to the end through all of them.
Yeah.
So I only played like bits of each of them.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get a feel of them. And as with the original, I definitely like 3 the best.
Yeah.
Just because of how
3 holds up.
Just because of how polished they are.
Well, I've always found 3 still, excluding the... We'll get to that in a second. But I always found 3 holds up the best, even back on PS1.
With
3 was the one that was...
exception of the vehicle levels, which I totally forgot about. I still think 3 is the best, but I mean, like, the motorcycle levels in particular suck.
I feel like they're a lot better in the remaster.
I think
they
they
had
like the same.
See, I used to love the jet ski levels
Oh,
with
yeah,
Coco.
yeah,
I used to
Coco
love them on
jet ski.
PS1. I was doing it on PS3 and PS4, and I couldn't stand it. I was like, this is worse. I swear this didn't handle as bad on PS1. Like,
You still enjoy the tiger levels, don't you?
wait, what?
The tiger levels where Coco
Oh,
rides the
fuck
tiger?
yeah, those
the
levels
ones
are
where,
amazing.
like,
He loves
the
the
Great
tiger,
Wall
the
of China,
tiger
yeah.
It's also good because Crash is really, really creepy riding animals. He always gives this weird...
Yeah, the weird
rub
wing.
on him.
Yeah.
Also,
So Coco gives the same wing, but with not
it's
the
not
eye.
like malicious.
Yeah,
It's not like...
Like, I wouldn't trust Crash around kids.
Yeah, no.
That's to me, like, Crash is like... If it was a real world, Crash isn't employable.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
they'd have to live on welfare because he can't work a job.
I wouldn't
Like, it's not
trust
Can't work with
I wouldn't trust
No, you
I
can't
wouldn't
trust
trust Crash with like a
heavy
dead
machinery.
or a dead cat.
I would
Like
trust him with anything. I just wouldn't employ him.
He lives off of Coco's and...
Yeah. I mean,
income.
I don't know how it went so wrong. How's Coco so much smarter than him?
I don't know.
Well, 'cause-
It's like in Crash 2, the setup for Crash 2 is like they're in a fucking jungle and there's just like, oh, my laptop died. Get me a battery. It's like, what? Fucking But back on Crash 1, the other thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed, I think you might be different to you. I was talking to you about this before. Is the difficulty scaling is very weird. Like first 4 levels cakewalk, like you can beat them without dying. Then native jungle, I forgot what it's called. That level, which I lost my shit to so many times.
I chalked it down to familiarity. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Being familiar.
yeah.
Just because I've never gotten particularly far in the first Crash, and as I mentioned before we started, I'd played that a couple of weeks before, and just having played those first levels half a dozen times, just being familiar with them, that's what makes it easy. But no, it could entirely be just a poor difficulty curve.
Yeah, and also that also goes for the bosses, because like the first boss, I forgot how Papu
They
worked.
made him harder in this one.
Yeah.
You can take twice as many hits.
Yeah.
It's still really easy.
But yeah, I forgot about the exploit where you don't have to wait to hit him. You can hit him at any point, and at that point you can like jump attack,
You can
and
just jump on the front and jump right on his back
yeah,
afterwards.
and then I died a few times. I know I forgot how Papu works. I haven't played Crash 1 in a good 5 years, so I forgot how he worked.
Some of them are quite unclear, the boss battles, on whether you're supposed to spin or jump them. It doesn't seem obvious.
Yeah, I think it was. No, it wasn't Ripper. Ripper was a bit annoying, but one of them in Crash 1, I can't remember which one was. I died because I didn't know which. Oh, Nitro, or not Nitro. Embryo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I lost him a few times. Not because it was hard, because I didn't know what I was meant
I
to
don't know
do.
how to beat him when he goes all Hulk-like.
Yeah, I did it by accident. Like I was like,
yeah, so did I.
I was like, oh, like I jumped towards him. And he took damage.
Oh, that's what
Okay then. But that's the thing with the bosses. They're so inconsistent in how, like, usually a good game, a boss will go, first one's easy-ish, unless it's Dark Souls. Even though the first boss in Dark Souls is pretty easy. But like, first boss easy, second boss, and it scales, goes up from there. Crash Bandicoot's like, first boss easy, second boss a pain in the fucking ass. Like, it took me half an hour to beat Ripperoo because...
They made him harder as well. You could say harder because in the original, I was watching some footage of it, and the TNT, I believe, has a much shorter fuse life. than the original.
And also it goes down the river faster. So like,
Yes.
so the half of Ripperoo's battle is you never detonate at the top. He never goes up there long enough for
Anticipation,
yeah.
that's all it is.
So what you have to do is literally just wait, bounce around, try to dodge his jumps. Which aren't that hard, but
He
trying to
doesn't jump
dodge
on
trying to
certain
dodge his
platforms,
jumps, but also land those platforms at like the not the weird 3D camera. You get used to it, but at that thing, it's the amount of times I died just because I didn't land a jump. But then you have to wait for the stupid TNTs to land, then you have to land them, and it gets really frustrating. It took me a good half an hour. Not because it was hard, it's just like the frustration of like trying to time it well. Who was the third boss? I can't remember.
Oh, koala.
Oh, he's easy.
Yeah.
That seems like he was easy as shit. It's just like, wait, hit a rock. weight, hit a rock, and like thing,
And the
pinstripe.
pinstripe.
Pokora, I found him okay. I died once. The only time I died is because if you move while behind the chairs while he's shooting, even if you don't move out, you die. So like if you move, even if you're still behind the chair and you go like that, you'll get shot and you get hit, which I found was a bit bullshit. But that thing, and then I found Cortex pretty easy. But
I had a bit of trouble with him. That's because I don't know. I found it a bit unclear about just the hit detection and everything.
Oh no, I did die quite a few times on that. Where like I was like, I swear nothing hit me then, but I died, so whatever. But that one, I like that one. That one comes down to pure. It's not easy, but it's not hard. Like it comes down to pure memory. It's like you have to memorize where each thing is gonna go. It's a Mega Man boss fight essentially. We have to like try and guess where everything's going. But also that difficulty applies to levels. Like I think the whole midway of the game, I didn't struggle at any levels until Lost City. Lost City gave me
oh yeah
that level, and the bonus level in Lost City, where you have to like it's got the bounce crates, and you saw me playing this, Dani. We like get the bounce crates, you have to bounce and bounce, and you have to keep going.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking hard.
I settled for about half of them, just not worth it.
Nah, I persevered. I was like, no, I will get this bonus level. Did you didn't 100%? No, I didn't. I was going to, and I was like, the idea of returning to some of the levels, I was like, no, not.
I might do it to Crash 3, but
you
can't die on certain. You can't die on any of the levels in the original Crash.
Yeah, or I think. So I think I died on the third level, but I still got the gem at the end. Which was weird.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it's like the first 5 levels. I think every level before Pabu Pabu, if you die, it's okay. But
although that doesn't really matter that much.
But like after then, if you die, you can't get the gem, which is annoying as hell because you have to learn the level, so you're gonna die on the level anyway, unless you're from the 90s and still play Crash 1 every single day.
It certainly is a lot easier now that they've eliminated the password save system.
Oh fucking god, thank god!
We'd be here for a lot longer. It'd be a lot longer than 4 hours long.
Oh yeah.
We still had that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I like the idea of like. I mean, I get the whole point of if you lose the written password that you kind of don't have your save. But I kind of like the whole where you have your individual passwords to go find the save. Like it's kind of like an old style, I guess.
I feel like it would have been a nice nod to the 90s.
It would have been good, I reckon, to have an option to turn on saves only on bonus levels like the original, because that would add like a bit of extra challenge. A lot of that is lost.
There's one thing, as not related to the game or what it is, but I don't know if you guys hate it, but I know I think I've talked to you about this, Dani. The stupid Vicarious logo intro. It was funny the first time. I'm sick of watching it every time I boot up the game. And that's another big issue I have with Crash, and is the loading screens. Like I know this is.
I'm surprised no one's talked about them.
Like that's the thing. Like this is I know it's not an old game. It is an old game, but it's an old game. But they've made it nice. I know CPU running all that shit. But this game should not have loading screens every time you do
End of the
something.
day, it is Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, it shouldn't, like, with how powerful PS4s are. Especially, like it maybe between game. Like, oh, I'm going to swap game. It should be able to load the game, or at least, like, without any more loading screens. Like, maybe between levels, but the loading screens are too long. Like, Crash is a fast game. The loading screens are, like, 20 seconds long.
It does hurt them.
And it's just, like, and then if you die, like, doing the, like, there was one where it's, like, Hogwild on Crash 3. Like, I lost the race, but I got the white gem. So instead of giving me the option to retry, it sent me back to the warp room, and then I had to go loading screen, go back to the level, loading screen, then do the level, and it was like, and then to retry levels, it's loading screen. I'm like, the level should be loaded. I hate the loading screens. No, did they annoy you as well, Dani? Like,
I definitely do think the speed of them, they could be a little bit faster, but at the same time, like they both did it well and both didn't do it well, and that in certain points, like if you die but you still have more lives, restarting at the checkpoint is fine. And if you lose all your lives and you get the game over screen and then you have to restart again, I kind of get the load screen there, because it means it has to like restart
that makes
information
sense.
there.
That makes sense.
But definitely when you said about the Hogwild and Crash 3, that having to not just go out of the game and then go back into the game, but then also reloading the game again. Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah, it's an old game. Like I know it's new, but it's old. It shouldn't. A game like this simple should.
It's not old. That's the thing. It's that they've remade it completely. Oh yeah. So it's the old game, but it's been remade.
But for a game this simple, it shouldn't. Require that.
It is still cartoony as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't require. It's not like a hyper. It's not like Witcher 3 where I expect loading screens, because that shit's powerful.
There should be enough power to
Yeah, but this is a cartoony platformer that's not open world. It's the singular level. It shouldn't take this long to load it, which I feel is a bit issue. And yeah, that's probably one of my bigger issues. But I have another issue which I'll bring up at the end because it's makes more sense to bring up at the end. But
what do you think of the graphics? Like how they've actually changed some characters' like visual look. So I know I commented on Tiny Tiger's face how it's I mean.
He's a lot softer, isn't it? Like, he's a
Yeah.
lot less kind of aggressive.
less
he
teeth.
looks
Like
like
his
a-
teeth are
He
smaller.
looks like a nice tiger versus like this scary. He has massive teeth that filled
Big
up
eyes,
his
yeah,
entire
big, like,
big eyes.
tiger eyes.
And he was very. I mean, he's still muscly, but like it's. I guess because it's polygonal versus like,
full like
nice
polyrender.
shape
Yeah.
like characters, but he looks too realistic. Like even Crash, like I looked at him, and was like, I don't remember him being like in the loading screen. I don't remember him being that
blocky.
muscular. No.
Oh.
When he's loaded back, like his eyes aren't as bug-eyed, so they're not as cartoony, and it looks too natural.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, yeah. You could sort of say that things don't necessarily fit together. Like, maybe Crash does feel a bit out of place.
I was gonna say, out of all the Crashes for the remaster, 3 looks the best.
Yeah.
So I was playing, because I haven't played through all levels in 3, but we were playing, I think the first 2 worlds we got through.
Yeah.
At least in the one night. But like, those are the ones that look the best. Like I was looking at them, like these are the ones that clearly look like, I don't know, like 1 and 2.
different time period.
Yeah, like
nice.
1 and 2 look good. Like 1 looks great. Like it's cool to see 1. Like for a good 2 hours, like 1 is really like aesthetically just great. So you're like, oh my god, this looks amazing. And then once you realize the gameplay hasn't updated that much, and it's still the bullshit. Like I feel like there was a no-win situation with them because they either changed it a bit, in which case you'd get all the riots, like no, don't change these perfect games. But if they did change it, like it'd be messing with something that like which a lot of people deem perfect, but it would be still be making it better. So I feel like 1 they could have changed the levels a bit, like not like drastically, but could have adjusted them.
Mm-hmm.
Like all right, we're giving it a new control, new Crash, new physics. Let's adjust the levels to account for those physics, and it wouldn't have been hard because they did build the game up from the ground. It wasn't like, oh, let's take the files of Crash 1 and upscale them. They're like, no, we're gonna build the game up but have it exactly the same. So I feel like that could have been better. So we talked to death about Crash 1. We'll go to Crash 2.
Where it actually starts to get good.
Yeah, I haven't beat it, but I really like Crash 2 in the remaster. But I've never played the original. Did you play the original?
The original Crash 2?
Yeah.
Never beat it.
Oh,
But yes, to play
Did you play Dani?
No, I've never touched
Okay, so yeah, see, I got 3. 3 was my first, and then I got 1 for like $10 one day, and then I never played 2.
I've got them all emulated somewhere.
Yeah, 2 is cool because I liked playing 2 on the remaster because I didn't know what else. I had no nostalgic ties to it besides I think some of the shit I've seen on YouTube and stuff. But like I had nothing attached to it, so I was like, this is cool. Like I'm actually going to a new game that I'm not like already have preconceived things about. I like it a lot, except for ice physics. Ice physics can fuck right off. Those are terrible ice
I've heard
physics.
people say they've changed them.
They're
I'm
still
not sure
they're
about
still
them, yeah.
bad though. Like I remember because I was watching.
Or like, no, they've made them bad now.
Yeah, like
And they've actually wrecked them.
So last thing, like I was watching a YouTuber Kadikarus, and he was talking about Crash 2 or the PS1, and he said the ice physics were bad in that because you takes too long to get momentum, but when you get momentum, you can't lose it in any way. Like you're stuck in that path. I found that exact same problem on the remaster. It was just like you'd start momentum, and you'd fucking like you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna like try and move, and you'd already be stuck. You'd even try and turn your character like. And just move. That was a hand gesture. No one saw that. You turn left and just keep going the same direction you were going, but you'd still be facing the way you'd want to go, and it was frustrating as hell.
You were saying the same thing about the underwater levels in 3, like the one where you get the jet, or just in general when you're moving. Like you have to constantly move backwards and forwards.
Yeah, because you can't stay in place. You always have a forward. I found that a bit annoying. I was like, I don't want to keep moving. Like, so especially on the underwater levels when you try to like go past the jets. Like little fans. That was hard because especially this one was like there's a jet, a blowy fish, and at the end there's a shark, and it's like, okay, this is something I have to time. But you can't like stay in place to like you should be like they have to keep going back and forth, and it's so bad.
I feel like because I'm just trying to figure out like in real life when you're underwater you can stop yourself.
Yeah,
from
we're not
moving.
sharks. We can stop ourselves.
Yeah, like
It's not space.
Yeah.
You can
like,
lose momentum.
You literally just like float up.
Yeah,
You
you
just do that,
you
yeah.
tread water, but
Yeah.
you're stationary.
Yeah.
Like that's
But from what I've played of Crash 2, I really liked it. I liked it. You could see that the smart level design, or smart like tricks of what Crash is in 2 a lot more than 1.
Yeah.
Because Crash 1 is just play the levels, just play the levels and get
I
it
felt bad
done.
for that poor polar bear that looks so scared when he's about to jump.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
Have you done the thing? There's a trick. Oh, not a trick. It's like a thing in the warp room. There's a polar bear. If you jump on him a bunch of times, you get lives. Yeah, you get a trophy for it as
I
well.
heard about that.
I've heard about that. That's all. I was like, oh, I gotta do this. And you get a trophy for it. I'm like, oh hell yeah, a trophy. That's another thing I like about Crash. The remasters is they made Coco a playable character.
Yeah.
Like I don't play her, but I like the fact that if I want to, I can.
Yeah, why not?
That it's cool. It's an addition that fits. Does anyone else got anything to say about Crash 2 before we move on to the best one?
Oh, so you haven't beat it yet?
No, but you can spoil.
The last boss battle was a joke.
Yeah, I've
It's an
heard about
absolute
it.
joke,
Who do
yeah.
you fight in that?
It's-
Cortex again.
Oh.
But it's like a jetpack
It's
chase.
so yeah, and it's
Jetpack,
just
a what? A jetpack race or chase?
It's a chase.
there's like boulders and stuff in the way, and even
Uh-huh.
mines. The thing is, they slow you down. That's it. They don't actually kill you.
No, yeah.
So I didn't
Oh,
lose
okay.
once, and I don't really know how to lose in that. Like even
Yeah.
die, it's really
I've heard it's one of the worst boss fights in Crash in general.
Mm.
on the series of 1 to 3. I'd say yeah, it is definitely the worst one.
See, I've done the first 2 bosses, which is Ripperoo. On Crash 2, Ripperoo is a really good boss. Like I was like, this is a really like, it's a good like time, but like you like pay attention to what's happening, and it gets harder as well.
Yeah.
Komodo Brothers was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like it's like you just sit there and wait, and you go, all right, spin, hit, all right, done, and then I haven't got further than that, but
So it's what Tiny, and then
I've heard Tiny is the platform one where you have to try and jump on them and lure him
that's
into his own.
very easy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's very easy.
Okay. All right. So Crash is pretty good, but Crash 3, everyone, Crash 3, the best one, the
First
only
one
one.
played most time spent with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it way more on the remaster than I did on PS1. I think it's really good on the remaster. Like, and it has so many things, and I'll bring it up in a second, but like the levels seem to just look a lot better, like, and just it's so much more
It
fun to play.
looked
What do you guys think
really
about
well
it?
polished.
Yeah.
Like I remember the very first level when you're in like I don't know whatever is like a medieval fair.
Yeah.
That looks great.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
It looks really nice.
that's funny 'cause I saw that on YouTube prior,
Coloration's amazing.
and then we were up on the TV. I was like,
Yeah.
YouTube filters fucking ruin
YouTube
everything because
don't
this
do
looks
justice.
amazing.
Looks
Like,
really nice.
like,
I don't know how I feel about the Great Wall levels, just because I don't really like
oh,
what the wall looks like.
that's-
I like how
that's something
flat it
I
is.
mean to bring up, and it's been I've noticed playing through most of them now. And this big issue I have with the graphics. It looks nicer. The darkness is completely gone. There are no dark levels in the trilogy. I've noticed.
I
Like
mean, as in like thematically or like visually.
I mean, like visually. Like there
Oh,
are
no,
no.
there are some.
Oh, but like areas like on the PS1 where there would be a darkish area.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's now been brightened up and
I've heard
coloured out.
that's just from like technologically, they just couldn't do it.
Mm.
Like that's why they haven't.
Oh yeah, because draw distances.
rendering,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because
But
there is one in I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but where you do need like fireflies around you.
Oh,
it's just pitch black.
I think
yeah.
that's 3.
I think it was 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah, I can't remember. No, but like that's the thing I've noticed. But like in a lot of areas where it would be darker, it's not. Like it's very bright, and I'm like, I like this, but like the darkness of what the PS1 brought a lot of depth to it because it made it not created shadows, but it gave everything like a bit of like an underhewn like tone to it, which I really liked. But it makes sense that the PS4 remaster is a lot brighter. But that's something I've always noticed is like a lot of the depth that the darkness of the PS1 game had is gone, which annoyed me a bit. But that's a nitpick of like being a nitpick. What else is great about Crash 3?
I do want to say you commented on this and saying how like the Coco levels where you ride the tiger. Oh, what's its name? What's its name?
Oriental.
No, what's the tiger's name?
Oh, I have fucking no clue.
I don't know.
I don't think it has a name. It's
It's
Tiger
like-
1.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like a little baby like cub, but
It
yeah.
looks kind of scary though. Like its eyes are a bit off.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh.
When
Yeah.
she gets off to pat it, there's something wrong with its
Oh,
eyes.
it's like because it's all like.
I think a bit big, yeah, or a
Yeah.
bit kind of.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you were commenting on like how when you're like just that standard trot, it's almost too slow. But then when you're sprinting,
It's too fast?
I
Yeah.
don't know because did you play 3 on the PlayStation 1 as well?
Yeah, I did.
Is it the same?
Oh, I can't remember. I could go back and compare them. Like,
I remember on
but
PS. I
think it's about the same though.
I think I
It
remember.
didn't strike me as being off.
I say on PS1, I remember the base running speed was fast enough. I
It
was
was-
like,
yeah.
it was fast enough, but on this one, like the base running speed is just a little too slow.
And then
But the
sprint.
sprint is too fast. Like
It's
you can't. There's no.
I agree with the sprint's too fast.
Yeah.
I don't think it was too fast. I think it's just on the remastered or redone 3. that the difference is just so dramatic that you notice the speed difference more, and that like you think it's faster, but it's actually the same speed. But I definitely do agree with like the slow or the standard running speed is definitely slower.
Yeah. So many great things about Crash 3.
Like music.
Yeah, that
music is great.
Yeah,
They've kept the music the same.
Yeah, or it is redone. They are redone songs, but like they are for the most part really good. They kept the soundtrack very much intact. And even with Crash 1, there's a few songs in Crash 1 that aren't as good as the original. But besides that, soundtrack's really good. I see. I think Crash 3 is the one that's held up the most. Like, as I think is on PS1, it's held up the most. It makes sense that on PS4, it's held up most. That
it's definitely the easiest, but it's not a bad thing at all, in my opinion.
Oh no, not at all.
It's the funnest.
There's one thing I want to bring up that back this, which I think is a massive missed opportunity, is so this is a remaster, and like they could have these are essentially exactly the same minus a few things as the PS1 games. I feel like there is room for changes. Like, what could have been a cool thing, or might add to replayability, is Crash 3 has power-ups, like your Death Spin and Double Jump and Bazooka, is possibly adding them to 1 and 2, but not straight away. Like, have it like once you beat like 1 and 2.
An option, yeah.
Yeah, like once you beat 2, like, you can get these powers from Crash 3 and put them into 1 and 2, and that would add something new to what we've all like. Or we haven't played 2, like originally, but. These are all games that a lot of people played. This would add something new to it. Like, I can't do this on PS1, so I can do this on here. And that would have been really cool to have, but they didn't add that, I was really hoping they would do something that would be a bit different.
I mean, I guess, the best we've got in terms of that is just having Coco being playable.
Yeah, that's a cool thing.
But obviously it doesn't actually change the game because she does play the exact same as Crash.
She has, I think a slightly because I saw the trophies, I haven't got them. There's, the trophies for, doing specific Coco attacks.
What are gold trophies for that?
I'm like...
For seemingly really easy stuff.
I was like, alright then.
Balls me she carries a laptop everywhere.
Yeah.
And I have free hands about it. So leave it there.
I do love, that's another thing. I was really curious about this. So, did you know that the PAL version of Crash Bandicoot 3 was harder than the American version?
The PAL version. No,
yeah,
I didn't.
It was harder.
Okay.
So do you remember on the castle levels, those wizards?
Yep.
On the original PAL version of the PS1 version, if you hit them, they didn't die immediately. They went to their underwear, and then you hit them again, and then they die. The sword guys swing faster in the PAL. There's a lot of different things in the PAL where it was meant to be harder. Sadly for the N-Sane Trilogy, that the version that is on the remaster is the American version.
And what is it?
NTSC. Yeah. So it's a little. I was testing out.
I have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the PAL version.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere. It's somewhere in my room.
Because we were commenting, just saying about the wizard. I was just like, when you kill the wizard, he turns into
his underwear.
His underwear,
and you hit him, and
he disappeared. And so we're like, so this is apparently easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
Is that for all 3 of them, or just for?
Just for from what I heard, the PAL versions of 1 and 2 on the original PS1 were exactly the same, but for 3, the PAL version was harder for some reason.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Turns out Naughty Dog's a Japanese developer, making the American games easier. No, but
some underlining hatred of Australia.
Yeah. That was funny. I never noticed on PS1, but on PS3 at the beginning of or PS4 on the beginning of Crash Bandicoot 3, where Cortex his satellite falls into Australia and hits a jungle temple and releases, is it Uka or I can't remember which one. Uka.
Yeah.
I was like, we don't have
it's a bit of a
jungles,
stretch,
let alone we don't have jungle temples.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
Apparently the 90s people thought we were still Neanderthals.
I mean, to be fair, they think, Crash Bandicoot looks like an actual bandicoot.
Oh, have you seen the Crash?
It's got the same nose.
Is it Crash 2 or 3? Crash, one of them, their old marketing shit they used to do in the 90s.
Oh, what, with him in a big costume, like a dude in a suit?
Oh, no, that was for the original Crash. They did a new one, I think it was for 2. It was an animated, as if it was, Crash Bandicoot was a Mortal Kombat movie, and it was, Crash was a really bad CGI character in the original Mortal Kombat movie.
No, I haven't.
It's really bad. He, shows up, and he has a voice, and it's painfully the worst Australian accent I've ever heard. He's like, name's Crash Bandicoot, and I'm here to go on an adventure. Or
so it sounds more like Dingo Dial.
Yeah, but
Dingo Dial
the weird thing is, he's not in, the quality is so bad that it's not even like screens of the game. It's like it's like compressed shots of like game levels with a badly CGI'd Crash Bandicoot who has like this weird like I'm about to kill myself laugh. He's like and it's just like, oh no, it's so bad, but it's actually beautiful at the same time. So yeah, as a whole, how do we think the remaster is? By controller. Tell him
On the fly comedy.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call it.
Yep. So what are you thinking about it? Is it worth getting? Is it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for the right price, don't get ripped off.
Yeah.
Because I
don't think it's worth like. 'Cause I remember the price when it was announced. It was I think EB put it for
It was about $40 to $50.
and then every couple months they upped it by 10 to the point where it
I
stopped.
only paid 50.
It stopped at 70 last time. So I was like, it's not worth $70. I know it's 3 games and they're all new.
But they're all
air quotes.
old and
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not, I don't know, for the game length wise, I don't think you would
Well, you can
pay-
be Crash 1 and like, if you know what you're doing and you don't get fucked up on native forest and slippery climb and road to
Yeah.
nowhere, you can beat that game in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mm.
And especially compared to, I'm surprised because compare it to the Ratchet and Clank remake.
Which was
Oh, yeah.
great.
That was $50, and obviously it was
Mm.
shorter than the original, but you still got a lot of content with that.
And that was great. I kind of prefer it to I prefer it way more to the original Ratchet and Clank one. That's a video for another time. But we could ramble on about that. But that's the thing, like this, I think is definitely worth getting, especially if you're a fan of old Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, yeah.
It's worth getting,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like it,
Not just for nostalgia, but
maybe
just for like
maybe not for full price.
no.
Not like I'd say if it drops to like $40 or $50,
Yeah.
then get it like that. We got it for you got it for $20 because you did the trade in.
Trade in, which
Which is
is
a great-
available for another few days, hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty good. I think it's definitely worth getting. There's a big question about it, though, that a lot of people have been wondering about is because as we've started to see, character platformers are on the way back in slightly. Like, it's like they're testing the waters, like, can we come back? They look at current generations, like, is it okay if we come back? But so we had like Ratchet and Clank, obviously, which was pretty good, but that wasn't really like a comeback. That was more just like another Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah.
Like a really good one, but another Ratchet and Clank game. And then we've had Crash, who's also in Skylanders, has 1 level as well in Skylanders.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Oh, wow.
there. But then at E3 they announced he's gonna have a trilogy and also be in
And actually
Skylanders.
showed the first trailer. For
And he
Skylanders,
looked
and that was
fucking odd. He was like fat, and I was like, ugh, it looked bad.
I like the fact he wears board shorts now.
Yeah,
It's cool. That's a nice little change.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like, where do we see Crash? Do we think Crash is gonna go anywhere after this, or is he gonna?
No. I reckon this is just them trying to figure out what to do with old PlayStation games.
I mean, it is Activision, and
They can do whatever they want.
yeah,
Like,
they're really going to bother with him.
yeah. I think that all like everything in games and movies and shit, it all depends on how much it makes.
Yeah.
If I'm pretty sure it's gonna do well because it's hitting the nostalgia of everyone who bought a PlayStation in the first PlayStation 1,
That's
which
what
is a lot of us. Even
Yeah.
like you got it, but even though you didn't,
Yeah.
you haven't played the originals, or you have played the originals,
Yeah.
not when they were came out.
And one thing I noticed, I thought it was missing from the opening credits, but it's also missing from the boxes. There's no mention of Naughty Dog
Yeah, no,
whatsoever.
that's what I told you a few times. Where it was like, you're like, oh, it must be the original team. I'm like, no, not the original team. They're busy doing The Last of Us 2 and fucking
Hopefully something else.
yeah, and or Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Which oddly, actually, have you seen if you pre-order it? Have you seen what it comes with?
Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, I was like, why?
I think we talked about this. We said because they've got to have a pre-order bonus.
Yeah,
Because Sony demands that they've got to have something.
but at the same time, like there could have been other things. Like they could. It is a good pre-order bonus, and I'm gonna pre-order it because I don't actually own Jack 1.
I'm happy because it's not extra weapons or cut content. It's just
Yeah,
like
out of being a
different.
pre-order bonus, it's a good
It's
pre-order
a
bonus.
decent way to do it.
But I was like, out of everything they could have added, I feel like Jack Daxter's a bit odd. So I feel like it might. I think I'm already grabbing at straws, but it could be like them hinting at something. Like, ooh, might bring Jack back. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog still own the rights to Jack. Do
Oh
they?
yeah, they would because it wasn't it was developed under Sony.
Yes,
I believe.
they would still own the rights to it, unlike Crash, which Activision owns, and Sony helped distribute. As a lot of people like with this, that's a common confusion with the N-Sane Trilogy is that a lot of people think Sony made it. Sony produced it. It was I think gave the go ahead.
No, it was the originals were independent, I think, and Sony distributed it, but then the rights went to Activision.
Oh, of
I believe, yeah.
of the original Crashes.
The first 3, yeah.
Oh no, Universal.
Yes,
Universal
that's
owned
right, yeah.
That it was like Universal Studios presents. Oh, that's nothing I forgot to mention. The voice acting
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know. Is it different? I don't think it's the same.
I'm pretty sure it's the newer actors doing it, so it's not the guys from the original.
Oh, so not Clancy Brown and like.
But no, because obviously Cortex was in multiple games after the original trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. So he did. I was like, that's not Clancy Brown. I can tell, like, because he's a great voice actor. There's another thing, and I've mentioned this to so many people. A lot of people want a Spyro, trilogy remaster, which I think is a pretty cool idea.
No, it'd work, yeah.
But I think the likelihood of it happening was dependent on two things: A, how well Crash does. So they're like we're not going to bring back Spyro if Crash didn't do well. Like if this doesn't sell well, then they won't bring back Spyro. But there's the thing I realized: would they bring it back because of Skylanders? That's a big question because Skylanders is like the Spyro focus at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like if Spyro's in all the Skylanders, I'm pretty sure I don't play them, but I'm pretty sure he's in all of them, and he's like the focus of Skylanders for the most part. Do you think they'd bring him back even though he's like they've got a Spyro currently that's in the thing? Because Crash at the moment before this was dead. Like he was last game was Mind. Mind of a Mutant, and apparently that was like probably the worst of the third party ones.
Except Rapper Cortex, I'm not forgetting that.
Oh yeah. We'll spend a few minutes talking about that game. Fucking hate that game. It's so bad.
I don't think we need to. The gist of it is it's bad. Like all the little things are wrong, and that's what makes it so bad.
Yeah, it's the best way to describe it is Crash 3's domestically abused redneck stepchild. That is what Wrath of Cortex is. Like that's what it is. What about other Crash games like Crash Team Racing? I'm pretty sure we all love.
Yeah.
Like
I've not played the original.
You haven't?
No.
Fuck, dude, we should play that. It's great. Have you played Nitro Kart?
The one that came for the PS2.
Yes, I have.
That was a good, not as good as the original, but that's good. There was also Wrath of Cortex we were talking about, which is bad. We had
Insanity.
I've never played it, but
Insanity, yeah.
I actually want to give it a go because I've heard very mixed things. I've heard people say it's awful, but I've also heard people say for how quirky this is actually a pretty good game. I'm like, like a lot of people refer that as the last good third party, at least decent third party Crash. Like everything else after that is bad, which I disagree. I actually liked. Did you play Crash of Titans?
No.
Okay, actually, it was weird, but I liked it because it tried doing something different with Crash. That was a pretty good game. And then there's Mind Over Mutant, which was awful, and Tag Team Racing, which was awful, and then the Game Boy games and all that shit.
They had Game Boy games?
Yeah.
Were they exclusive to Game Boy?
Yeah, they were tie-ins with Spyro.
Oh, I remember them.
It was like Crash Purple and Spyro Orange. And,
that's really cool.
And
Wait,
Crash fought Ripto, and Spyro fought Neo, I believe.
Wait, so what is it? Are they two separate games?
Yeah, but they tied in together. But they weren't very good. Apparently they were very bad.
Oh.
But it's a cool idea because a lot of people wanted Spyro and Crash to team up. And if you don't have play Skylanders, this is the only way.
And Insomniac property, Naughty Dog property, obviously the two developers are friends.
Well, that's the thing, like Crash and Spyro were developed in the same room.
Yeah.
Like back in the day. Because Sony owned, not owned both, but they owned in the same building. And one half was Insomniac.
Together,
yeah. And a lot of the ideas, that's like there was cheat codes in Crash 3 to get a demo for Spyro.
Yes.
Crash 3.
Did you? Oh, so have you seen the article where if you do I'm not sure what it is exactly, but it's essentially the up, down,
left, right, BA. Select start.
Essentially,
the Konami code, yeah.
But there's one where if you do that, this is a bit of a stretch, but where if you do that on the menu select on the N-Sane Trilogy for Crash 3, the menu select disappears kind of thing. So because you know how when you're selecting either continue or
new game or options or stuff like that,
it's like one of them is white and one of them is orange. Well, apparently if you do that, like the white selection disappears and both options are orange. And so because apparently in the original Warped game, if you did that, you'd get a demo for Spyro. So that people are hoping / wishing / thinking maybe that could be a tease, or maybe it's just developers trolling players, or it's just a thing from the past, because it doesn't work on the other two games. So on the original and what's the second one called?
Cortex Strikes Back.
Cortex Strikes Back, yeah. So it doesn't do on those two, but it's just on number 3.
Oh,
and apparently that's but I don't know if that's a thing that maybe
we should test that, see if in the original if that happened. But
it does, like it does.
Not the original, the remake. But the remake's got a different menu system though.
No, that's what I said. In the remake, that's what happens. When you're in the remake in Warped, the menu select, nothing happens. There's no demo that comes through, but it deselects everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a troll then.
But so people are saying, oh, but that's what happened in the original. Maybe it's saying, hey, Spyro might come back.
I would not be opposed to a Spyro remaster.
I would
of the original
love a
trilogy,
Spyro remaster.
Better
but
direction.
but
Because it was always really confusing as to where to go.
yeah, but that's the thing. Spyro 2 and 3, I think you probably leave alone. So they're pretty great. Spyro, well, again, redo a Crash Bandicoot, make them look better. Crash 1 needs a remake. Like, if you're gonna remake
Spyro
it,
1?
oh, Spyro 1, Spyro 1. If you're gonna remake that, I don't care. I know a lot of people love it. That game's got massive problems in terms of like.
I just don't have enough memory of them because my memory was renting them and playing them at.
Yeah, like
I don't even know what they're called anymore. Like
Bloodwell? Civic
Spyro
Video?
1 was.
No, like I'd play them at places where you'd go and they'd have like climbing equipment and stuff inside. And
like
PlayStation
Leisure
setup.
Leisure Centers?
Yeah. I don't know what they were called. They're not leisure centers.
Leisure Centers
I
sounds.
think they each had their own name. Like
Okay.
every single place you go to their own name. You just don't see them anymore.
Oh, that's. I know.
And they'd always just have a few PS1s or PS2s set up next to each other.
Oh, that's awesome.
You mean like jungle gyms and that kind of thing? Oh,
Kind,
that's
kind of like that, yeah.
Oh, that's
Dude,
cool.
I miss Jungle Gyms.
Yeah.
That's a podcast for another time.
Nostalgia podcast.
Make adult jungle gyms, please.
Isn't that
Isn't that
Bounce?
a Sand? I don't have any more of that anymore.
I know,
It's all
right?
just
No, Bounce is just a bunch of trampolines.
Yeah.
Jungle gyms were like heaven.
Foam, yeah.
Although Bounce do have a climbing thing now.
They do,
Yeah.
which is cool. I like Bounce. It's just like 20 minutes in, I die of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, I'm sweaty and can't move
Should
anymore.
we say what Bounce is for everyone that doesn't know?
Bounce is a trampoline place.
Yeah,
It's like a fitness trampoline place. It's pretty close to us. It's pretty cool. It's expensive, but it's good.
It's for people that know how to do somersaults. And
Yeah,
are fit.
I always get demoralized when I see people like doing like the wall jumps, and I'm like, I can't even like get myself up to the wall.
The obstacle coursing they've got now is really hard.
Oh wow!
Like,
So
seriously.
you're meant to use the trampoline.
I love the
parkour
foam. I love the
over.
foam jump where you just like jump into a thing of foam. I'm like, oh, and then you're like 10 minutes trying to get yourself out. 'Cause you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh no!
You're stuck.
It's like the scene from Unbreakable, but replace water with replace water with foam and replace a scared family with a bunch of bystanders laughing at you.
And so they
Kids don't like laughing at people.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, we went to Bounce once. This is a tangent, but this is a good tangent. We went to Bounce once, and we were playing dodgeball there because I did dodgeball there occasionally on the trampolines. And we saw this kid who was like I think 10, and he was schooling us so hard. And he had the eyes of someone who was going to take out like your girlfriend. Like he was just like look at him. He looked like he was about to say, first I'm going to beat you in dodgeball, then I'm going to take your girlfriend.
Is this like the freaking ice skater?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, but it was great. But like back on Spyro 1, if they're gonna do a Crash reboot for Spyro 1 needs a full like overhaul. Like they need to look at the levels and be like, okay, they need to add the glide jump where
Yes.
like in Spyro 1, 2, and 3, you have a thing where where you're gliding, if you hit X again, you can do a little jump off your glide.
Yeah.
And it's essentially to get over ledges. So like if you land but you just miss a ledge, hit X and you go up a ledge. Spyro 1 doesn't have that. So Spyro 1 you have to land your jumps perfectly, and those levels there's levels where it's like literally like if you don't get your jump off the platform at the latest possible time you can jump, you won't hit the platform,
That
you'll
sounds
die.
really frustrating.
Yeah, Spyro 1, as much as a lot of people love it, has a lot of flaws.
What's
like
Spyro 1 called?
Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Literally, it's just called Spyro the Dragon. 2 was called
Ripto's Rage, or
in America Ripto's Rage. Here Gateway to Glimmer.
Yeah.
And then 3 is just called
Return of the Dragon.
That's really different. Gateway to Glimmer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ripto's Rage. I've never heard
It's
that
an
before.
Insomniac game. Of course, it's gonna have a different title.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Why did they explain why?
Don't know. I think they've probably explained it in a million articles, but like I can't remember why. Because a lot of the Ratchet and Clank games have different titles for PAL and America.
Future series doesn't exist over here. They
Yeah.
just drop that.
Well, so I've got the
together.
American copy of Crash or Ratchet and Clank, Cracking Time, and it says future series,
Okay.
That's right, yeah.
and it's cool. I've got the American copy of that, which is cool. But like, yeah, like 3
But that was
over here was called Crash Bandicoot 3, and it's called Up Your Arsenal in America.
Oh, you mean
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet.
Oh,
Okay.
right. I'm
Yeah,
getting-
Ratchet and Clank.
They're all the same fucking game.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank 3 in Australia was called Up Your
yeah,
Arsenal.
it
Was
was
it?
still,
Yeah, because I got
My copy just
It's weird because it
My
was
copy-
called Ratchet and Clank 3 in America.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. No, sorry, it was called Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal in America. Ratchet and Clank free in Japan and Ratchet and Clank free up your arsenal in Australia.
Yeah. 'cause I
And
remember-
two was just called locked and loaded
It's
for
called
us
Commander when
in America. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is such a better title.
Well, I mean, because all of their games were based around like
Innuendos,
like the
yeah.
quest for booty.
Nexus was originally going to be called Into the Nether Regions, but the ratings board wouldn't let it come past.
Wow.
They were like, no, that was.
That's amazing.
I was like, damn, that would have been a good title. Like, and like the only ones that aren't
Deadlock's changed as well. It's called Gladiator.
yeah, Gladiator over here, which
I
is
don't
a
know why that-
way better title than Deadlocked. And also, Gladiator is horribly underrated in my opinion. Like, I love Gladiator.
Once again, that's for a podcast for another
Yeah,
time.
no, another podcast for another time. Like A Crack in Time is another one.
Yeah.
Is another one, and also
Oh, that's not quite as dirty.
yeah, Tools of Destruction is a normal one, but that did have a
Future in front of it.
yeah, but that did have an innuendo name, but it wouldn't the
Oh, really? I didn't know.
ratings board wouldn't let it go past, so they're like, no, you have to change it, and they called it Tools of Destruction, and also Quest for Booty, like you guys mentioned, and then new Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and
Yeah, I think Aspire must be cool. As long as the first one gets a proper overhaul where like they add new features. That was a big thing I'd have with Crash 1. Is they could have added slide jumping in Crash 1, which once you play 2 and 3 and go back to 1, you miss it so much. You're like,
yeah.
oh, slide jumping is so I miss it. I need it in the game. No, that'd be cool. Is there any other character platformers anyone else can think of that could make a comeback if this does really well?
One thing I was thinking about a while ago that, you know, everyone here's probably forgotten about it. Remember they were supposed to be making a Sly Cooper movie?
Yes, I remember. I've been waiting
I
for
was
that.
reading about that, and it's because of the failure of the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Yeah.
They're just at the point where they're like, well, you know, it's still there, but it's just not feasible to continue and finish at the moment.
Yeah, that was the thing. I remember, we've all seen the Ratchet and Clank movie. Right?
Yes.
What do we all think about that?
I loved it.
So you loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I was
Yeah,
expecting
that's-
to, I saw the reviews and they just
slammed it. Yeah, I was expecting to hate it. I was like, yep. I'm going in with the lowest expectations now, and I walked out like, all right.
Because we watched it.
Yeah, we watched it together,
Yeah.
and you loved it. I enjoy the appeal. It's essentially like all the cutscenes from a Ratchet
Well,
and
that's the
Clank game.
thing. It is, isn't
But
it?
at this,
Essentially.
but at the same time, like I could just go play a Ratchet and Clank game
But that the thing is because
and
I
get
never
get all the amount of fun.
my first
Also, I think the action was a missed opportunity. They could have had some really good action in that movie, and it was just like generic space fights.
my first introduction to Ratchet and Clank was Up Your Arsenal. So
Oh.
It's hard to really go up from there.
yes,
Yeah,
I
I always say to the day that 3 is the best Ratchet and Clank game.
so I played
Close contender with
the-
2. 2 is pretty damn good.
I'd
Like
probably say Crack in Time, favourite.
I haven't actually played it. I own it, but I haven't played it. I played the first couple of levels and I was like, this is promising.
I like 2 a lot, but there's something kind of off about 2. I was playing it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh really?
Yeah.
See, I used to hate 2 because the first Ratchet I played.
2's hard as well.
Yeah, 2 fucking ridiculous. I played the first Ratchet I played was the first one, and I still love it to this day. Even though I am first to admit it's aged pretty badly. And it's got some pretty stupid level design. Like the magnet boots weren't perfected. I fell off those things so many times.
Yeah.
Which is like
in which one?
the original Ratchet and Clank,
Oh yeah.
like the one on PS2.
Where you couldn't jump wearing the
yeah, and if you jumped, you
yeah.
fell off, and
You
like
couldn't jump. He just like he would.
oh, you know, that was a cool thing that he'd be like,
stretching himself out.
That's cool. No, but like, so I played 1 and then got 3. I asked my mum to get me. So we were like in primary school when these games came out. I asked my mum to get me 2, and she came back with 3, and I was like, oh, I didn't want 3. Played 3. I'm like, best game I've ever fucking played in my entire
I
life.
think I played 1, 3, and 2 as well.
Yeah, and I got 2, and I was like, why would I play this? I can just go play 3 again and like max that game out. But then I went back to 2 on the PS3 collection. I think 2 is actually pretty damn good.
That's still good, yeah.
It's hard as hell, but it has some genuinely great level design, like really good level.
It's got some
design.
annoying stuff like all the collecting.
Oh, the collecting
gems,
zones.
yeah.
They perfected that in 3. Actually, no. Just know 3 was worse because 3 was sewers. You just ran around in
I don't
sewers.
mind that too much though, because I don't mind. I just like the way 3 plays.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, 3 is
it feels a lot
great. Yeah.
easier.
Also,
I don't
yeah.
mind fighting the Amoeboids.
Oh yeah, that's.
Well,
Cool.
so that first fight when you fight the snake, that was really cool. Is it like a fire breathing snake in number 3? I remember I played it recently because your ship crash lands.
I haven't played 3 in a very long
I
time.
played it a couple weeks ago, so I should probably remember this.
Yeah, because it's your ship crash lands and you have to save. I forgot what his name is. The big green guy.
Oh,
that's
Quark.
full-
Captain Quark.
Yeah, Captain Quark or Quark.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not a boss. It's like one of the just an enemy that
Oh,
shows
the
up.
enemies, yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Okay. Yeah, I
amazing.
remember that. Yeah.
That's
Water.
a boss though, isn't
No,
it? Because
it's-
you
There's
only
a few
fight.
of them.
I
Is it?
think
They're
they're,
not talking about the same
I think
thing.
they're mini
They
bosses.
come out of the water and they've got like kind of tentacles, like they look a bit like
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
Yeah,
There's a
But
few
they're
of them.
snakes.
but they're not actually bosses. You just
Yeah.
they're normal enemies.
Alright, maybe.
They did make those enemies or a version of those enemies bosses in Tools of Destruction.
Mm.
They were mini bosses they'd shot, which were pretty cool. And I think they came back in the original Ratchet as well, or the remake of Ratchet and Clank
Sure.
1. One of the few games I've platinumed is the remake of Ratchet and Clank 1.
I need to get around to that.
It's not hard. No, one of the trophies is very vague, and you have to get a guide for it because there's like no explanation how to do it in game. And also, Groovatroning every single enemy in the game
Oh,
is a bit
wow,
bugged.
Really?
I can imagine.
It's
that,
it's a bit bugged as well. I think you have to do it like, it's not like I think you have to essentially do it on a brand new playthrough. Like you have to start it on a brand new playthrough. Because I did it one run where I did it on every time I got into a fight. Groovatron, including bosses as well. You have to Groovatron bosses. Groovatron to every enemy, but that by the end it was just like, no, you didn't get it. And I did it on my third run and I got it somehow. And I was like, I clearly didn't miss enemies. Every combat I got into I threw Groovatron. But yeah. Yeah, I want a new Sly Cooper game. That'd be cool. I gotta finish these in time. It's the only one I've actually played quite a bit of.
Hoops in Time is okay. It's not as good as the other ones.
I do want to go back and play the other ones because I've only played 1, 2, and 3. I've never touched. But I do want to go.
They're definitely the best, yeah,
Oh
by far. Because I mean, the one is just Crash Bandicoot in a lot of ways.
yeah. Oh yeah. Because there's a lot of people say it's a different take on what Crash Bandicoot is. So do we think character platformers are going to come back or nah?
I hope so, because I like
Mm,
those
so
type
do
of
I
games.
do. I want variety. I don't want every game to be like. Even though we have a lot of variety now, that void of what is character platformers is still not filled, and Crash filled that for quite a bit. So it's like I feel like they could come back pretty easy.
Yeah.
The big issue is now they have to make characters that are iconic, unless they use already iconic characters like.
That's what's
Crash.
good and just update them because I've heard a lot of people complain about ukulele.
Yeah,
They just don't like it. They're
yeah.
collecting.
A lot of people like. I was talking to someone about who really liked it, but they were they said it's great, but I'm like, are you a fan of the old Banjos? And they're like, oh yeah, I really love them. And I'm like, okay, then so you're gonna love this game. Because everyone I know who loves Banjo loves ukulele, but everyone who I know who doesn't like Banjo, they're like, well, anyone who just like really likes games, but like that's what Banjo is, didn't like Yuka because Yuka was like, it's like it feels like it's from the 90s, not in a good way. Like it feels like it's being held back by design from the 90s, and that's no good. And also, apparently the character voice acting, air quotes.
Yeah, there's no voice acting.
It's all noises, and I know that's a stylistic choice, where it's just like blah 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 blah. But like, I know it's a stylistic, but I heard a bit of it, and I was like, that would get so fucking ear
It
grating.
made cutting JonTron out really trivial.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh
Yeah,
man.
because if he's not actually making any like voices,
So he's not saying
words.
words. He's just going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
I forgot he was gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh
You
man.
can still find it. You can look up videos and see the original files.
Oh
Oh.
really?
You can actually hear him. Yeah.
Yeah, because he backed it
It's like
quite.
an underwater fridge or something. It's
Yeah.
something really weird.
Poor JonTron. That's a podcast for another.
YouTube podcast.
Yeah. No, we'll be a bit late on that one. We'll do it. Where is he? We'll do it like a.
Where
Where
is
are
he
they
now?
now?
Yeah, where are they now? Yeah. JonTron was a YouTube celebrity, and then he said some things. All right. So I think Crash remaster pretty good. We all think that.
Yep.
Worth getting, not at full price, but worth getting at least for me anyway. Bit of missed opportunity, but I think it's pretty good. So we'll move on to the last thing we'll do. That's what are we playing / watching / doing at the moment? Hopefully, Eric, you can go first because I know you've got something to bitch about.
Oh, it's been a couple. Oh, it's been actually a couple interesting weeks. So just beat Call of Duty Infinite Warfare,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
and honestly, the best Call of Duty campaign since like 2012, probably. Like it's
Really?
not too
Which
bad.
one
It's
was
not,
20?
Infinite Warfare is not too bad.
Which one was 2012? What came out
Is
then?
that Modern Warfare?
Black Ops 2.
Wasn't Black Ops 2 really bad?
No, just
I liked Black Ops 2.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I only played the first 3 missions, and I got to the mission where you have to like send people on missions, and I was like, I'm out, peace, boy.
Yeah, it's not Infinite Warfare's campaign isn't amazing, but
Okay.
it's definitely the best one.
Oh yeah, cause that's the one with the fucking future and shit.
Evil Space Jon Snow.
Oh yes.
That's what he is. He looks like Jon Snow. He's got the same facial way. That's one thing that game developers don't seem to realize. You don't have to make them look exactly like the actor.
Yeah.
You can make them look different.
Yeah.
He's got the exact same facial way. He's even got a scar over his eye.
just look at
Yeah.
look at Troy Baker and all his mocap performances. None of them actually look like Troy, excluding
Yeah,
one of the
advanced.
CODs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the CODs. looks like
which
him.
I thought was weird. I'm like,
Yeah, like Joel obviously looks nothing like him.
yeah,
Mm.
Luca doesn't really.
yeah.
But it's okay. Yeah, the campaign's
Okay,
surprising.
so I remember I was actually gonna get it. So I saw the E3 trailer ages ago, and I was like, "This game looks rad." And then I got to the shooting. I'm like, "I've seen this before. What is this?" And it was like COD. I'm like, Speaking of COD, I'll watch your base because I want to hear you guys' opinions. I don't know if we've talked about this. World War II. Does it look alright, or are we in the ballpark of not caring?
Yeah.
I'll still try it eventually.
I see. I've never liked. Well, not never liked. I've just never been huge on World War II shooters because I find them extremely limited in what you can do with it. Excluding, even though it's not a World War II shooter, Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Like you can do a lot with that.
I mean, they just don't really care about that.
Yeah, but like if you're going for realism, I feel like what like it's a no end. Like it's like we've seen everything that a World War II shooter can be. So it's just like all you're gonna do is just make a nicer looking version of what we've already played. That's why I'm really huge into it. But yeah. You played anything else or watched anything else?
Played Brutal Legend. Finally got around to playing that.
Did you beat it?
Up to the last boss, had a lot of trouble on Ophelia's boss battle.
She's hard.
She's really hard.
She's really hard. I love that game. It's so good.
Got up to the last boss battle. We'll probably beat it in the coming days because I don't think it's.
But do you like it?
hard?
Do you like it at the moment?
Yeah. Except for these difficulty spikes. That
dude.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
Yeah. You haven't played Brutal Legend, haven't you, Dani?
No.
You should play it. It's really good.
What platform's it on?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
PS3, Xbox 360, PC.
It's hard to find though.
Yeah. You probably get it on PC.
Oh,
Yeah,
except for
Steam.
PC. It's hard to
Get
get
on
physical
Steam.
copies of.
It's really good. It's a Tim Schafer game, so it's by Double Fine.
Oh, okay.
It's got Jack Black and Ozzy Osbourne and
And
yeah.
voice
Let Me
Yeah.
Kill Master.
Yeah, no, I do know about this game.
Tim Curry's in it. He plays the villain.
I don't feel bad losing to him in the final boss battle because his laugh is so
Yeah.
good. I love Tim Curry's
And it's got like David Cross and like Rob Halford, bunch of awesome people in it.
Lita Ford.
Yeah, Lita Ford, yes. It's such a good game. I've been like twice.
Oh, Jack Black as well. Obviously,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I said Jack Black. Yeah. I love that game. We should play it down. It's really good. It's got. I'm a metalhead, but it's got one of the best soundtracks in a video game. Like
I feel like
best comprised
it.
soundtrack of already established songs.
Okay.
It's really like surprisingly diverse.
Yeah, it has like so much shit. You watched Transformers, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Also, I saw some other movies this week. We'll get to Transformers last night.
Okay,
It's just awful. It's so much wrong with it. It's tries to be funny and it doesn't work, except for Anthony Hopkins a couple times.
Dude.
He can just kind of that wasn't funny. He can just kind of command respect at times,
Yeah.
and it works well. It's not well edited. The jumping from IMAX to
I
regular
heard about that.
is quite bad, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because they use IMAX close-ups. I don't know if that's an IMAX thing, but it's really strange.
IMAX scenes usually for big cinematic.
That's what I thought. Like
Yeah.
go from close-ups of
It's
actors
like
in
it's like
IMAX
if you watch
to
like
robots.
when we like Tron Legacy a lot, which I think it's probably destroyed my credibility as someone who likes movies. But that movie does IMAX like really well because the human world scenes are in normal widescreen and they're not shot in IMAX, and then all the Tron world scenes that aren't action scenes are shot in normal, but all the action scenes are shot in full IMAX. Like they're all wide and amazing. Same with any like Nolan movie.
Yeah.
From Dark Knight onwards. If it's an action scene, then it's straight in full IMAX view. But if it's not,
Night's really weird with that.
yeah, I saw a clip of it where it was like a dialogue scene, and like the chick was in IMAX, and then Mark Wahlberg's in normal. I'm like,
robots,
like
not in IMAX. It's
no,
really weird.
Why? Like, oh, it's yeah,
It's
That was
just
very jarring.
yeah.
Weird. Like the cast is fine.
So worst out of all five of the pretty bad Transformers movies.
Definitely. Just feels unnecessary more than anything else.
See, I was gonna give it a go. I'm like, if someone tells me it's okay, I'll go see it.
If there's things
But
you
no
hate
one
the
has.
other ones,
No one said it's okay.
you
Like,
could find it bearable because Mark, like the core cast of humans in this, it's probably shorter than a lot of the other. Like
It's
Transformers.
2.5.
It could be the shortest.
it's
Transformers
2.5 hours,
movie.
which is still well, to me that's not a long movie because I'm used to really long movies. But like 2.5 hours isn't a short movie. But saying
No.
it's the shortest Transformers movie, it's like wasn't
Is
Revenge.
it?
It wasn't yeah.
And I think it's less than 2.5. I think it's only about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. Because wasn't I didn't see Age of
Age
Extinction.
was
It was like
really long.
almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
It almost hit the 3 hours. It was like almost Pearl Harbor length, which is like 3 hours or something. Damn you, Michael Bay, and your shitty run movies. Excluding Bad Boys. Bad Boys is great. So yeah, Last Night's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Yep.
All right.
Mark Wahlberg's very just exists in the movie. If it's not like a certain type of movie, Mark Wahlberg just exists. There's a small cast, so it's okay.
What is it? So I heard Optimus Prime's barely in it. Is that the case?
Yep.
Oh,
and
God.
Peter Cullen honestly seems like he's losing his voice a bit. Yeah, his performance as Optimus isn't amazing.
They're doing a DC, and that's called riding the coattails of Marvel. Because ever since Marvel did their Civil War, which is pretty fucking good, I loved it. But every movie now, if it's not maybe not DC, but every movie has the whole heroes are now turning on each other. It's just and that was half of the marketing for last night.
It was unnecessary.
It was Optimus Prime, old heroes are now enemies, and then he's Optimus Prime's in the movie for 10 minutes.
You can guess what happens with that.
Oh, I know,
really yeah. They do actually call him Nemesis Prime, which is good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Although they beat it over the head with
nice little nod.
When he goes to attack, he actually goes I am Nemesis Prime. It's really bad. Some of the dialogue in this movie is just awful.
I expect
just people saying what they are.
I expect that. It's fucking Michael Bay movie.
I don't want to spoil it here. There's a cool callback.
Spoiler alert.
To the original movie, which I won't we can speak about after this.
Okay. Yeah.
But the main plot point, if you love the original movie and love the original Transformers, you're gonna fucking hate this.
Oh God!
There's one thing that's such. It's
the original, the original from the 80s.
It's it's a Revenge of the Fallen, Matrix of Leadership level of just disregard for the originals. It's amazing.
I kind of want to see that.
I couldn't believe it. The movie's quite nonsensical as well. It disregards shit from the other movies.
Oh, I do know. Actually, I won't say that because that is a spoiler if anyone who is listening does want to see Last Night. Don't see it. Yeah, there is something I did here. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah. I saw a couple good movies this week though.
What'd you see?
I saw Green Room. If anyone's heard of that,
I have heard that. I do want to watch that. I've heard it's great. Got Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, that's a thriller about a band that gets booked at a Nazi club to play. And
I think your parents watched this, Dani.
And they witness a murder, and they essentially get locked in the green room by the Nazis, and it's them having to escape, them trying to negotiate a deal, and just what happens.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It's a good thriller, and the last line just had me in stitches. It's really it just kind of ends suddenly, not badly.
All right.
But the last line of the movie's really funny.
Oh, that's great.
Also finally saw Get Out.
Oh, dude, I need to get on that.
I saw Get Out. Yeah.
Need to get on that.
I would say it's not. Don't go in expecting a horror.
Oh no,
don't even go in expecting a thriller.
I've gone in. I've heard. Because a lot of people I know have seen it. A lot of the YouTubers I watch have seen it, and they've all said it's great. But they've all said it's not a horror. It's not a thriller. It's not a horror.
I thought it was going to be a thriller. It's not even that. It's a mystery essentially.
Yeah, and I've been really keen on seeing it.
It is good though.
It's not in cinemas anymore. It's now outright. I believe
you could still see some cinemas because it's been delayed in Australia a bit. I believe.
All right.
Surprisingly,
I know. Wait
as well.
I'll wait for a Blu-ray release. That doesn't surprise me because that's directed by Jordan.
Yeah, the
Peele.
humor's all quite good in it as well. It does land.
That's good. I'd expect that because it's directed by Peele, I believe. Jordan
Peele,
Key and Peele, yeah. And those dudes are fucking hilarious.
But no, one crap movie, two good.
That's good. Dani, what have you played / watched / done?
Watched for the first time ever Unbreakable.
Oh yeah, I watched that with you. Yeah.
Is it the prequel to
Not
Split?
Not really a prequel. It's just a movie that's in the universe of Split. Spoilers alert for anyone who hasn't seen Split.
Apologies.
That's good though.
Eric's like, damn it!
You're just telling me it's set in the same.
I watched that, and I also started playing really lately, but started playing Persona 5.
Oh yes, that game. That time sink of a game.
I'm about 3 hours in, so I haven't even...
I'm 80 hours.
I'm not even 0.001% into the game. I've just been introduced to the first person of your buddy team.
Good old Ryuji. He's awesome. So I watched Unbreakable with you, but we can still talk about it. You really liked it, didn't you?
I loved it. I really, really liked it. I don't know what it was about it that made me really enjoy it. It was... Because I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it has been described what it is, but...
It's essentially a superhero movie that's very realistic.
Yeah,
it's
and...
very downplayed as hell.
If I look at it as a superhero movie, I'd be like, oh, it's terrible. But if I look at it just as a...
I'd say as a superhero movie, it's fucking great.
Yeah, but it's just... When I think of superhero movies, I think of the superheroes of the film and of the comic world. But, if I just look at it as, this man who's awesome and problematic in his own world and in his own way, it's really cool. And also, some of those scenes are very, very intense and just
Oh, dude.
grip.
Very intense.
Like,
Oh,
not in
yeah.
a way like they're not intense, you gotta keep your eyes open, but it's just, I don't want to speak, I don't want to move my head or anything,
Yeah.
because they're just a really good, intense
Yeah.
scene that you just, after that, you just kind of look to the person next to you and go, I don't know what I just saw, but
Yeah.
that was amazing.
I just see Unbreakable. I haven't seen it all the way through.
Oh, it's great. It's one of the few good M. Night Shyamalan movies. 'Cause
All this talk does make me really, really want a good Watchmen adaptation.
they're getting a TV show
I hope
But-
that does go. I hope
by-
it does work well.
by HBO as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so high hopes because I feel like
Watchmen.
so I know a lot of so one of the podcasts I was listening to talked about it, and they a lot of people are really hoping, have been hoping for ages that Watchmen would become a TV show and that HBO would pick it up,
Yeah, it fit quite well for it.
and HBO picked it up. So we are getting a Watchmen TV show, and it's apparently I hope it's gonna be really good.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause HBO for the most part are pretty damn good at their shows. Like look at Game of Thrones, Westworld, and fucking The Wire. Like, oh yeah, Wire was HBO. Yeah.
What was Boardwalk Empire? Was that HBO?
I'm not.
I think it might have been.
Maybe. I don't think so.
It wasn't AMC.
No, it definitely wasn't. MC doesn't have any good shows. Hey,
Oh, they
oh.
do have good shows. That's Preacher.
Oh wait, yes,
Walking Dead,
Preacher.
Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad.
True. Wait,
AMC
what?
have heaps of good shows.
That's wait. Okay, Better Call Saul, yes, and Preacher, yes.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad's done.
Yeah.
Right, so that's out of the.
Yeah, I know. No, Preacher's really good. I've been watching that as well.
I started watching the first episode, but I was busy. I had to go do something, and I didn't go back watching it. I did like
I
it.
watched the first episode last year. I finally got back into it. Finished the first season. It is worth watching.
Oh, good.
It does pick up from the first episode.
So that's based on a comic, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Thought so. Oh, there's also that detective mystery that's on AMC that's got Idris Elba in it. I think
Oh,
Okay.
what's it called?
it's something like that. I can remember. But that's apparently really good.
What were you gonna say? It doesn't count. They've got The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So
Hey man, they've also got Fear the Walking Dead.
fuck that.
I actually watched that. It's not too bad. New season's pretty
I
good.
couldn't. I only watched the first season. I couldn't stand Fear the Walking Dead. The characters were all insufferably annoying and just like. I feel like that's a shoot yourself in the foot situation because we're so used to Walking Dead that going back to when people don't know what zombies
Yeah,
is
it's
frustrating. You're like,
and having the stakes, especially in the first season, being so low.
yeah, I never liked it. And Walking Dead, I used to love, and now I'm just like, fuck this, it's boring as shit.
Watch every 10 episodes when something.
I now watch
something-
the event episodes.
Yeah,
where
some
something
new
big
character
happens.
comes in, or some like suspense, like
Someone
someone's
gets their
about
head
to,
bashed in.
someone's
Ayo.
supposed to die, or someone's about to die, or like
A water bottle over there.
Yeah.
Can I have it? That's your shit. Thank
Could
you.
be, I don't know. Could be an interesting season, this one.
Mm.
It follows the comic books. I won't be surprised if we're in for another crappy season and then it'll pick up again.
So you haven't seen Unbreakable, right?
No, I haven't.
No, okay. You should watch it. It's good. Have you seen Split?
No.
Definitely watch that. I think it's really good.
Speaking of M. Night Shyamalan, have you seen what's the
It's a ghost over.
grandparents movie?
Oh, The Visit. Okay.
The Visit, yeah.
No, I haven't. I wasn't going to because I was like, yeah, it's M. Night Shyamalan.
It's something. It's good. It is a good
Oh, it's
movie.
good. All right.
It's like, it's pretty weird.
Because before that, I was like, I'd seen Last Airbender and Girl Lady in the Lake or
I
whatever
haven't
that
seen
one.
that.
It's not
The
like
trailer scared me as a kid.
same. And then I watched it. I got it like years ago. I hired out from Blockbuster, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is fucking terrible. And I have never gone back to it. And then there's like After Earth, also known as the Will Smith father-son bonding experience.
Don't want to talk about that.
I remember one of our friends said he liked it. I was like, get out. You can fucking kick yourself. But, no, yeah. I was off, and then I saw Split, and I was like, okay. Clearly, M. Night Shyamalan was abducted by aliens and replaced, and then that real one came back and killed the
It
fake.
seems like it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, so Dani, you mentioned Persona.
yes,
Do you like it so far in your very short amount of time of
yes,
playing it?
I like being able to go to school and learn about Greek history as a Japanese
Japanese high school
American
student?
speaking high school
No,
student.
you're technically a Japanese
Yes,
speaking.
I know, but in yeah, but
That game's great.
no, it is. It's like I don't know. You were telling me that you have more incentive to worry about your life and organize it in game than you are in real life.
This is the Persona, for anyone who doesn't know, is
It's
a
like, hey, what happens to them?
yeah.
We're invested in their story.
Persona, for anyone who doesn't know, is a JRPG that's made by Atlas. And the fifth one just came out not too long ago for at least Western people. It's been out for ages in Japan. But you play as a high school student who's been kicked out of high school. You have to go to a new high school, and you form a group of people who go into people's psyches and change their beliefs and shit. It's like
Psychonauts.
yeah, or Inception. Yeah, essentially that, but also it's equal parts a JRPG where you have to like fight and level your shit up. Also living sim, also dating sim, and also just minigame extravaganza. And it's so much. It's got one of the best stories I've played in the game for a long time. But I haven't beaten.
I'm looking at your popcorn bucket. I got popcorn. I went to go see the last night. I really want some right now.
Oh, dude. That popcorn bucket caused me grief because Danny left it.
Just a drink.
Danny left it at the foot of my bed once, and I was like, I have to go get a drink or some shit. I woke up and just kicked popcorn across my fucking floor, and I was like, it was up for like 10 minutes, just like, get all the fucking kernels.
I'm surprised you didn't like slap me awake. You didn't even yell at me.
Oh, no, I did. I was like, Danny!
You told me the next day.
Yeah, but no, I did yell like when it happened. I was like, Danny! I was like, fucking hell. But no, Persona 5 is great. It makes you care about life.
Yeah.
Like you can hire out DVDs to get skills and shit. So, but
If
then
I care about life, I'd pay like $1,000 for that. Sounds invaluable.
but like you're like, oh shit, I gotta like probably pay attention to my studies, or oh man, this movie's a day overdue. Better take it back before I get.
When you look in the real mirror, like in the mirror, and he's like, why can't real me do this?
Yeah. But like, no, it's so good. If anyone likes JRPGs, I'd highly recommend Persona 5. I'm like 80 hours into it. I'm still playing it. Is there anything else? Anyone else got anything? Thing?
No.
I think that I was gonna say what I've done, but I think Unbreakable, Persona 5, and Crash are the only thing I've done like new. I get. Well,
and starting up my.
Oh no, that's what I started playing. Shadow of Mordor.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got it on Steam sale for like $2, and I was like, "Fuck," or $4 because American
currency.
That's it. No, I got it. I'm only like, I'm actually like 4 hours in, not very far at all. But like, I like it. I think it's pretty good. Like, I think it's a pretty decent game. I never played it until this point, but I like it. I think it's good.
It's been so long just dicking around with the Nemesis system. Yeah,
yeah. See, I've got these story missions. I haven't touched any. I'm just been like running around like, kill this leader and fuck around with this leader, and then like, and stuff. You know, it's funny, and it's one of those things where like, I like the fact if you get into a fight and you're over in the wrong place at the wrong time, you could probably aggro every single Urukai or Orc in Mordor, and they just chase you. And I'm just like, I looked around, I'm like, there's like 39 Orcs here. I'm gonna run, because that's one issue I don't like about the game, is you can't really group fight, because to obviously you slash them and they die, but the quickest way of killing them is to knock them out, then do like the stab or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you can still be hit mid animation, and if you get hit or pull stop, it stops the kill. So if you're like fighting more than like 6 dudes, the amount of times you're like, all right, I got this guy down, go do the stab, and someone will ramp and attack, and you're like, I can't get the hit and stop the attack, fight him, then that person who was stunned gets back up. You're like, it's like an annoying game of whack-a-mole, essentially. But I like it a lot. I play it on PC. That's pretty good. You played it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You played it.
Yeah.
Did you guys both like it, or?
Yeah, I liked it. I'm
excited for Shadow War.
So that's why I'm playing it, because I was like, I didn't play Mordor because I was like, And then I saw Shadow of War gameplay. I'm like, this game looks amazing. And I was like, might as well go back and play Mordor, see how it goes. And it's pretty good. Okay, I think that's about it. We've hit like over the hour mark.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, well, it's like hour 13. But yeah, that was our first podcast. We're talking about Crash Bandicoot. We may do the next one, might do Spider-Man, because we're seeing that tomorrow. So if you see that in like the next couple of weeks, we could probably go. We could probably do our next podcast on Spider-Man and other stuff. But yeah, guys, catch you all next time. Thanks, guys, for coming on. All right, see you all next time. Bye.